be showing you how cruel mining is more effective than regular mining and exactly how to do it, because I'm looking to get 3,188 diamonds in my Let's Play world, and so an improvement like this is massively useful for me. This is the system I'm going to be using. You don't need the stairs, it's just an easy way to show exactly what we're doing, but what you will need is some way for you to crouch. There are there are so many ways to do this in Minecraft. We're just going to use a simple trapdoor for now, but if you want to use pistons or anything else, that's entirely fine. But the idea is fairly simple and repeatable. We're going to make a tunnel right over here, and we're going to dig through it, and then we're going to make extra tunnels, but on a different level. Usually, if you're making multiple tunnels, you need to separate them by at least 3 blocks, or at a bare minimum 2, and 3 is usually what people do, just like this, so that if you were to find diamond veins, you'd find even more. However, if you want to fully strip mine using crawling, you can actually have the tunnels be 1 block apart horizontally, as long as they're also 1 block apart vertically. That's because while mining along here, I'm going to find these blocks over here, so this block there, while mining up here is going to find me this and that, meaning we'll find every single diamond in the world if you stagger your tunnels in a kind of 1 to 2 formation like this, which is a really fun little system if you want to use it. So these are going to be my 5 tunnels we'll be digging through, and we will be doing a lot of that today, and you'll hopefully see a lot of diamonds. Or you'll find none and it will look like I'm a fraud. Either way, the important thing to note is we're going to be mining at Y-54, and I do have a lot of diamonds to collect. I know I'm not hitting 3,000 today, but working along to the target is what is important to me, I do have to say. And yeah, I also think it's important to note that if you're crawling at a speed where, if you're crawling at a speed where your pickaxe isn't keeping up, you can just use a diamond pickaxe if they're more disposable to you, which is what I'll be doing today. If you can notice the speed difference between my netherite pickaxe and this one, I would love to hear it, but ultimately, if you don't have a mega beacon set up, and also, another fun thing we're going to do is we're going to deliberately place blocks above us. You can just use another trapdoor to start crouching, which we can do later on, but if you want to go through a tunnel like this, it's important just to kind of ignore it ultimately, which is what we'll be doing today. So with that said, oh, I'm way over here right now. Hello. Sorry for being off to the side. Hello, I'm ibxtoycat, and this is a live stream on the internet where I'll be collecting a darn lot of blocks, it seems, and redstone in particular. I honestly, I would like to build with redstone blocks. They're such a cool glowing block, and today, if I, along the way of getting my diamonds, end up with a lot of redstone, that'd be something I would also be happy with. So, yeah, on 2018 Java code and what's its mining strategy back, lol. Yeah, the funny thing is, this used to also be a popular mining strategy for Bedrock, but now it is a very easy strategy. It involves no jankiness besides, requiring trapdoors, and yeah, it's kind of fun to me that, like, even the most simple things get more interesting when you do this. Also, here's something quite fun. You can't place blocks on the block in front of you like you usually can on Bedrock while you are crawling. If you want to do that, oh god, that's terrifying. And you can't probably crouch while you're crawling either. So yeah, if you want to go over a big pit of lava, it might just give you a little bit of a heart attack here or there. But yeah, it's very fun that these these tiny gaps, I should say, that previously were inaccessible, are now accessible with just a few blocks here and there. Also, hey there, Toycat, good to see you. Thanks, good to see you too, Dasher. Also, I love Toycat tax evasion, says Glock. Here is the beautiful thing about the Toycat tax system. Because it's voluntary, you don't have to pay it if you don't want to. I feel like in the real world, almost every decent system is set up that way. Like, when you have a really bad system, you have to work out, like, the force mechanisms for it to go down. But, the Toycat tax is voluntary, and if you're a tax evader, you're entirely welcome here regardless. By the way, does the faster mining from far away work while crawling? That is an interesting question. I don't know where my hitbox really is right now, but I can indeed, I can mine fairly far ahead of me, which might be useful if I was worried about hitting some lava. Thankfully, I'm not, but yeah, the idea still stands. I love how you still have this walk bounce while you're crawling. Oh, dear God, I'm not going to unsee that now. That doesn't make any sense. I guess it makes sense that you're kind of going like this, and so you'd have a little bounce to you. But yeah, you've got the bounce, you're right. So I found myself some lapis, which is nice, I guess, and I found myself lots of other things, but we're now gonna leave this tunnel. You can, by the way, you can also go like this, but you can sprint while in these tunnels. It's really, really benefited from having Swift Sneak. This is me without Swift Sneak, and this is me with Swift Sneak. Why is it that with Swift Sneak we're allowed to sprint while crawling? These are questions that I think you're gonna have to ask Minecraft. But the important thing to know is Swift Sneak is important, bridging over gaps is important, and those are the key pieces of Minecraft advice we'll be using throughout today's stream, which hopefully you can watch along and you can find out. However, one of the things that's important while playing Minecraft is making sure you have a good time, that's one of those dumb pieces of advice for everything. Like, one of the important things to know about trying to stop a world-ending tsunami is make sure you have a good time. And ultimately, there is a little bit of truth to, like, basically everything in life is better if you're having a good time, because if you want to do something, you're infinitely more likely to do it than if you don't want to do something. Obvious advice for some, but, the version of this I heard recently is, if eating healthily means eating things that you hate, maybe you should eat the slightly less healthy things that you love, because you're more likely to stick to that, and you might be less likely to start binging on ice cream or whatever else every day. I think the reason people recommend small steps is because big steps feel drastic and, almost like satisfy that itch and, like, harming yourself. But ultimately, you need to have a good time. If you hate mining like this, it's not worth doing. Which is why when I'm mining like this, I'm deliberately making it a little bit more fun by having, hopefully at the end, some weird tunnels that are going to form from this. So we'll place a block there, and then place the rest of these. We'll have to kind of place off the side there, and then also place a floor. It's looking so weird seeing these tunnels next to each other. But again, we're doing what we're doing just to hopefully end up with some very intriguing little tunnels. The tsunami obviously can't get you if it finds out you're having a good day. It's exactly true, E. Tsunamis actually look for people having a bad day, and that's where it comes and seeks them. So, for example, there was a Christmas Day tsunami, and you'll notice that it didn't hit part of the world that was out celebrating Christmas. Is that offensive to say, actually? You know what? Let's not dive into that right now. So, how's the weather, everyone? I hope you're doing good. But no, hello, everyone. But I like ice cream, says Cat Beanie. Oh, I love ice cream so much. It is, I'd say it's a guilty pleasure, but you don't even have to be guilty about it, right? It is a pleasure. It is a thing that I enjoy. I feel like cold things are always better than hot things. If you want to have like a really fancy, like coffee, iced coffee is always better than a hot coffee, right? Hot chocolate sounds like a really great beverage, but it tastes exactly like hot water. There's a little bit of a chocolate flavor in there, but it always tastes so much like it's just warm water with a bit of chocolate flavoring. If you ever have iced chocolate, it's like you're drinking a chocolate milkshake. Chocolate milkshakes, no one ever says, oh yeah, I just really want this chocolate milkshake, but warmer. That would be a chocolate mess. And so yeah, cold things better than warm things. Lava will literally end your life. If you step in some snowier snow, it's like, okay, you got 10 seconds to get out, otherwise I'll start harming you. Whereas if you fall in lava, the game is literally like, yes, you are dying in 3 seconds, work it out, and by the way, when you get out of lava, you're dying too. Minecraft is literally a reminder that cold is better than hot, and if you don't agree with that, you don't have to believe anything. Toycat's never had a good hot chocolate, considering how he describes it. The truth is, I actually, all the good hot chocolates I've had have been melted down chocolate, then mixed with, like, milk or something. Like regular hot chocolate where it's, like, powder and water, it tastes like hot chocolate, it tastes like water, and if you don't believe that, you're messing with yourself. Like, some people tried to tell me that tea doesn't taste like hot water, and it's like, what is the primary ingredient? What makes up 96% of this beverage? If you dip a little bit of something, if you were to tell me like, oh yeah, I've got this beverage and I've dipped some lime in it just for a few seconds, it's not going to taste like lime. Oh, this beverage has a lot of lime squash in it. That was a lot sharper than I was expecting. By the way, thank you, Ion, for the first tip of the stream. It's funny because when people super chat, the lowest level of super chat by YouTube's request, not mine. Like, this is their system. You can't leave a message, and so sometimes people tip, and it's like, man, I have to guess what you want me, what you're trying to say with that. But thank you either way. I appreciate it a lot. So yeah, we're gonna dig this way a few times, just make some nice long tunnels, just to excavate some extra diamonds. If we want to get back a little bit easier, one of the fun things about this is like, yeah, if you're coming across these tunnels a lot, something you might consider doing is having a regular tunnel next to it, just so that when you're tired of this, you can run out into that, because usually you can run faster than you can crawl, and so having just one escape tunnel, which all of this comes from, can be a faster way to do this. I've also seen, I don't love this personally, but it's a valid mechanism. What you could do is you could make your branches off your main mine like this. So I could mine through here, for example, by going through that, and then I could mine this way on the other side, and make 1x1 tunnels like, you know, following on from your main ones. But for now, none of that is essential. Instead, I'll be flying right home with my newly nerfed Elytra, by the way. Used to go so much faster. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set up some nice chests by the base of this. I've got some chests anyway, and I'm going to pick up a lot of cobbled deep slate. So let's make sure it has a place to be. Right over here, 2 double chests. In the chests go just all this noise. And making sure that we can pick up actual space for the future. I do have some shulker boxes that I will be storing down too. And yeah, I have a big inventory mess right now because I'm in the midst of a big project that's going to involve a lot of lava farming. But that is a tale for another day. Speaking of tales for another day, now we can take our previous trapdoors. So again, look at this. Isn't this fun? You can just kind of see that we're like slowly taking over the world. I think it's fun. Yeah, using just the same 2 trapdoors, we can now move this over there. I'm not sure if I recommend moving the trapdoors or making more. Depends entirely on your aesthetics, I guess. And now we can go this way. Also, wait, the Elytra's nerfed, says Meowblonde. Now, they fixed a bug, which the Elytra's had since 1.20.10 came out. And so they fixed that. They fixed it to make it work as intended, but it was so fun for a little bit. I think I mentioned specifically in a video, it's the most fun bug Minecraft's had in a while. But I guess I'm secretly glad that it's gone. I still want different colored chests for the wood types, says Ender Slayer. This is one of those weird things to me. Why is it that we have different colored pressure plates, different colored fences, different colored buttons, different colored literally everything besides ladders, chests, crafting tables, and like the tiniest subset of items? Do they really believe that colored chests would ruin Minecraft in a way that colored buttons would not? You know, again, I would love to... You know, the funny thing about Minecraft being such a big company is, like, it's not even one person making these decisions anymore. Like, a lot of people had to come together and agree on that. How did they agree that that would be true? I would love to hear how that is, but I don't know how that is. But yeah, so what we can actually do here is I can show you, like, if we had more trapdoors, we could just go straight through this and say it's too much work to make a tunnel here, and then just go right back into this way. But what we can do, because we have an Elytra, we don't even need to use more trapdoors. We can literally fly ourselves in there, which works like this, and that's wonderful. I really do have to say, if you get to the late game of Minecraft, having an Elytra to fly in there, or ender pearls if you want to be crazy, does make this a lot of an easier process. So let's fly into my hole, and let's keep on going. But yeah, is it the jumpy one? Yeah, the jumpy bug. And also, like, it meant that they got to, oh, diamonds! So it took me, just to be clear here, just under 15 minutes to find my first diamonds, which I can now mine and get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, please tell me it's more than this. Okay. And then how many are going to be over there? Let's find out, I guess. We can just stand up over here. We got 6 diamonds in 15 minutes, so about 24 diamonds an hour at the current pace. That is about the speed we've been getting so far. So if we've been unlucky, or we are, you know, honestly, we were unlucky of the fortune there, but our diamond rate is expected to go up as we stream and not down, which is always fun. I like diamond mining because it is a great opportunity. You know, like, you're getting something really important done. You're getting valuable resources in your world, but also you can, also I'm gonna let some light in here. You can get something really valuable done in your world, while also, hey, speaking of really valuable, Marcat, I find your comment valuable. Me complains about getting taxed too much. Also me, take my optional Toycat tax. Thank you very much, Marcat154. I think a lot of people who complain about taxes, maybe you know, some of them are just like, man, it'd be easier to make ends meet if I had lower taxes. But I think a lot of people would be, you know, like up for taxes that are like optional and where you saw like results from the end of them, right? Almost everyone I've ever spoken to who is like, you know, like in favor of lower taxes is just like, yeah, there's no real understanding of what happens between you giving someone a huge amount of money and also, wow, he gave an optional Toycat tax twice. You know, if you pay your taxes twice, do you get double the benefit? I don't think so. You have to ask, you have to beg the government for a refund, but not for me, friend. Anyway, Y level -54 is the best level to crawl out for diamonds. Yeah, that's the fun thing. Usually when you're digging along the surface, you usually have to be focused on, okay, I'm just gonna destroy these blocks. I have a really low life left on this, so I have to kind of watch out. By the way, yeah, if you want a Elytra, you have to have a block above it. But, yeah, -54 is better, but if you want to mine all of the diamonds, you kind of mine in an up-down pattern, which is something you might find important. But yeah, I think a lot of people who, like, start to say, like, well, would it be nice if there was, like, some accountability there? Like when you buy an item at the store, like a cauliflower, you know that you paid for the store to buy the cauliflower from some, you know, like some port, transport it from some port, and then the port has to buy it from some, you know, country. That country has to, you know, there's like a lot of steps, and you understand like this has physical, tangible value. Whereas if the store said, pay for the $2 convenience fee, and you're like, what am I paying for here? And they said, don't worry about it, and you said, okay, I'm not paying the fee, and they said, okay, well then we're gonna send you to prison until you pay the fee, or rather we're gonna threaten to send you to prison with this man right here. I think that's where people have the gray level bias about it, right? Which is why the Toycat tax, until we can raise enough funds, there will not be any slightly balding men coming to your door and threatening you, that's for sure. By the way, if you give double tax, you should also get double prison time, lol. There you go. Or, you know what, in my controversial will not work in the real world system, what if you pay double tax and get half the prison time? Using the strategy Prowl showed offer, I see. Has Prowl showed this offer? There's this funny thing with YouTube, like, where if you come up with something from scratch, it's always terrifying to be told, like, someone else has done this too. KMV, I am worried right now, like, oh no, is this exactly the same as someone else has showed off? Yeah, also, wow, you can jump while crouching. This is such a goofy mechanic, yeah, that is, it's a funny thing about, like, doing something creative, where if you do something and you find out someone's already done it, you're like, well, this is pointless. Why am I doing this now, even? It's a kind of funny dilemma I think a lot of people fall into creatively. You know, because although a lot of some of the best work out there is like kind of built on this idea of copying to some extent, no one wants to be someone who's like that. Also, just drink your water, dude. It tastes very limey. Okay, you know, I know you might say I'm British and it should all be like that, but it's just too much. Anyway, also, I like Fiji water more in the bottle, but prefer Evian water in a glass. One of my favorite things about water people is like, man, this is one of the most expensive, tastes you can have. But yeah, at the same time, I'm still fascinated by it. I'm like, yeah, I do have a preference for bottled water, right? You know, there's a pragmatist inside me that's just like, why does anyone care? And then there's a much more important part of me being like, yeah, but also I care. I feel like there's lots of dumb, non-scientific questions like that, where everyone has, like, some opinion rolling inside of them. Also, yeah, we can do the exact same thing we did before. When we reach this point, we just go out into open air, and then we climb back into another tunnel, and we'll find some more diamonds, hopefully. Proud as a month ago and got 264 diamonds. Oh, but he was using the... Okay, so he did the old, janky, like, swimming version of crawling, rather than the nice version of crawling. Ooh, that's weird. Oh, God, You all saw me place the block there, right? You did all see that. Okay, well, I guess now I'm going to start crawling over here at Y-58. So here's the thing. Mining at Y-54, always a better idea, but you're seeing right there why you might not want to do it at Y-58. You will find more diamonds at this layer, but you'll also find a lot more lava, which, you know, might not be your preference. I'm not sure what the scoop is there, though. Yeah, I think I think the reality of diamond mining is you gotta stick in it for a little bit and have you kind of get to use your brain for other things that you want to use it for. And I think that's kind of fun, personally. I think being able to have like a deep conversation about you know, even the very nature of like taxation. It was a joke about the Toycat tax. But it's kind of fun. So yeah, less lava at -53. -54 is the best level for no lava, but -53 and 54 is what you usually mine. So doing it via crawl is just a faster, easier comparison. But yeah, I think your profile picture unlocked a memory I didn't want to remember. Is it something about the Xbox 360 era? That's all I want to know. I can't get over the top right of your face cam having a single flickering pixel. Is there a single flickering pixel? Where is it? Tell me. I would love to see. Okay, if I move this over to the left, I move this over to the right, can I see that flickering pixel? I've been having no end of issues with my face cam recently. I can't tell you why. Oh, I'm one high. Totally lost it. Also, yeah, mining all of this gravel is also just hell. because now we have to place blocks over it. I guess it's easier to place these torches because we're like directly at the lair. But yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily working as we'd like. I think minus 58 leaves a lot to be desired, but I will give it a try while crawl mining just to see if maybe, just maybe, this works out great for me. I can't see the pixel. That's funny. I wonder. Oh, that one. What is that? Does it go away if my hand is there? It does. What could it possibly be? If I just adjust my camera slightly downwards. You're welcome, internet. I genuinely, I don't know how these things happen. I think I might set up the permanent, like, so right now I use a physical green screen. I might set up like a digital green screen on the physical green screen so that even when it's unevenly lit, it'll still get deleted. Because right now, there is a cool thing that you can see my chair, despite my chair being behind me. Virtual green screens remove that, mostly, and I think that's a bit weird. Also, it's like the Y11, Y12, Y13 debate all over again. I love a good, healthy debate. I think, in the real world, we have too many debates where things get really, really toxic really quickly. Which is why it's nice to have fandom debates, right? Like, here's a fun one, internet. Does Minecraft need an inventory update? This is one of my favorite questions, because obviously the answer is Minecraft's inventory has been the same for so long. Why haven't they changed it? Of course, if they're going to update every other part of the game, why not update the inventory? It's so easy to win. But then people say, what do you want? Do you want more inventory spaces? Is this not a complex enough UI? Do you want to have another layer there or what? Is it, are shulker boxes not already, because, some people say they want an end update and they want an inventory management update. And so why not make it so you can get better inventory management from the end? And it's like, we already do. Do you want to see what it looks like? I've got one right over here. You go to the end, you use the end update, in fact, and then you get better inventory management. It is incredible. But, yeah, I think it's one of those things where the need for better inventory management got really, really clear after the last, 5 updates added so many blocks and items. And it's one of those funny things where Minecraft can update really far in one direction, but then it makes everyone kind of aware of the directions they haven't updated in. So by updating the Nether so massively, everyone's kind of aware that the end is lacking content by comparison to the other two dimensions. When the Nether and the end both sucked, it was like, yeah, there's one real dimension and two kind of, terrible ones. Now we've got a really good dimension. We've got a pretty decent dimension, and we've got a dimension that has been untouched since, 2015, 2016? And so yeah, it's a crazy example. It's funny how so many people's wishes are, whoa, no, 1.9 update v2. I think the shulker boxes came later in 1.11. I could be wrong about that. I guess I must be wrong, because why would the shulkers exist without the shulker boxes? And why would they, oh, come on, I'm trying to, oh, lava hurts. I still can't get rid of it, okay. So we're gonna crawl right over here, and I'm gonna see what we can do. There we go, I did it, internet. Do you see how this is hell, though? Do you see how a lot of people would just choose to avoid this at all costs? I think you probably can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine this block here so the lava falls down. And I'm just going to mine to the right here. I'm going to mine for a little bit, and I'm going to mine right back where I came from. This has not been an effective mining trip, because every few seconds you're spending dealing with lava, you're not spending potentially finding diamonds. Shulkers had no use in 1.9. Boxes were added in 1.11. Wait, why did shulkers exist? See, that's a crazy example. Once they added shulkers, 1.11 is such a game-changing update, because once they added shulker boxes, you question why there were even shulkers before them. But before they added the firework rocket elytra thing, people questioned what was the point of having the elytra before. And so, this is the double-edged sword of Minecraft doing really good updates. When they do a really good update, it makes you look at the rest of the game and say, wait, why haven't they been doing this but for that area? And that's how I feel about inventory management. They've changed so many major mechanics, and they've even hinted that they need to fix the inventory management. That's probably a big part of it too. Mojang themselves said, yeah, right now managing your inventory kind of sucks, so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna give you a bundle, and then said, actually, maybe scratch that bundle idea. Okay, so gravel is slightly easier to deal with. That is the good news. But yeah, it's 2060, is that what I heard you say? Yeah, 2060 is when they added it. 2060 is when they added the shulker boxes. Trust me, that's true. Don't fact check it, man. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying, KB, that the Elytra was more balanced before firework boosting. Because it made it like it made it one of the options in the game. Whereas post 1.11, why don't you have an Elytra? It's just one of those accepted things where everyone has an Elytra, but because then it's a fairly late game item, it's just a big divide between people who have been playing for forever in their world and people who haven't been. And so it's really a tricky one as a creator to find the balance on. Also, yeah, we're now going to swim at speed. So again, this is crawling, very nice. Honestly, I think crawling is nice, but this is definitely one of the jankiest things Minecraft has, right? Like, why is my pickaxe just disappearing into the wall here? Why? Could you really swim like this? By the way, these tunnels get me so claustrophobic. Like, maybe just me, but one of my biggest fears when reading, like, adventure novels as a child was the section in the movie where they'd have to be like, yes. And then he went into a you know, like a tunnel that you could just about crawl through, and then like getting to this point where you can't turn back because you've crawled in so deep. That is just my biggest fear. Like I will have nightmares about that on some regularity, right? And so the fact that Minecraft is like, yep, trust us, it's safe, is kind of funny to me. Also a little bit horrifying though. One of the annoying things about the bundle is you basically need to take everything out to get an item you want in the worst case. Yeah, the bundle isn't actually the best design. In my opinion, the way the bundle should have worked, if I was being so simple, is the bundle can store lots of it can store 10 items, let's say, or maybe 5 items, but an unlimited number, or maybe it could store 64 items, and up to, I think you should have been able to store a certain number. Like, for instance, I would love a bundle that stores my spare tools. I've got a channeling trident. I don't need this anymore, actually. I've got, like, I've got second pickaxe chilling around here. Like, you know, all these extra things. I don't use that often. Even, you know, my shears and my brush. Honestly, the brush is such a dumb one to keep around with me. How often do I find things I need to brush? So, yeah, I feel like having a place to store those that is on me that isn't quite a shulker would be nice if I was leveling. Non-stackables are a growing problem indeed. Yeah, I do think that stackables them. Also, then you could make it so shulker boxes, which are not stackable, you could let them go in there too, and now it's a way to make shulkers more powerful. Because, you know, I know, I feel like the limit to shulkers is how many you have for most people. But being able to carry more in fewer inventory spaces could have an allure. Even if it's only 3 per spot, that would still have a lot of value to a lot of people. So we're going to smelt up a lot of gold now. I'm going to deliberately make sure my shovel gets it, because boy, does the shovel need it. And I'm going to put my iron in here. There's only 5 of it, but it gets away from my inventory. And now we're going to go back over to... you know, I'm glad that we had this conversation, because it's reminded me I have 2 items on me that I really don't need. Shulker boxes seem too late game to solve the issue. Yeah, I don't like to admit it, because I would like if everyone had a long-term survival world they cared about as much as I care about mine. However, most people don't get to fighting the Ender Dragon on most worlds. It is weird to me, because, you know, this is just my standard way of playing Minecraft, right? But and so it's very weird to me to discover that a lot of people, maybe even some of you watching, never get anywhere near this point. You start playing a world, you make a basic house, you connect it with something, you get maybe a few diamond tools, and then you go, yep, that's good enough for that world. Call it. It's weird, but that is a reality I'm like trying to adjust to. Like understanding how to give advice for it, because obviously on this channel, I want to give advice that is actually relevant for people who watch the videos where I can. You know, that's why I give the advice of like, yeah, 58 is the best, and personally, it's what I would go with. But after a while, it messes with you. So I say, why minus 54? It's the best balance between, you mine slightly fewer diamonds at 54 than 58, but you have a better time overall, and you usually get a better yield because of that. So that's why I give that advice. Anyway, yeah, let's now go into another tunnel. We haven't done this one yet, so let's give it a shot. After this, we could probably do this in every direction if we wanted to, or even do some that are higher up, but let's just go into here. And let's go mining some more. Although actually first, let's place down our shulker box. Let's grab some... Actually, wait, let me show you something fun. So obviously, you've probably seen my video. But if you don't know, you can use a shulker box as a fun way... Oh wait, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. You can use the shulker box as a fun way to deliberately lower yourself. So if I place one down up here, I have to place it on top of a block, apparently. So we'll place that up there, and then place the shulker box on the side of that. And now it opens downwards, forcing me into a crawl. Which means, wait. I want to know what happened. Okay, so if I crawl into this, and then we go down there. Oh, that's interesting. You can crawl on a step right here, which is very, very, very bizarre, right? Look at this. Minecraft isn't quite sure what to do. Anyway, yeah, let's go. Let's pick up our bloxes. Yep, bloxes is the word. They are shulker boxes and they are blocks. Therefore, they are bloxes. I am standing by that. And let's go mining in a little tunnel, 1 by 1 deep. So, I usually have a problem with bad inventory management. I think I just get adapted to a bad system. I think that's the best way to be about anything. I've said this before, but so many people get really mad and, you know, they argue that like, oh man, someone needs to fix this. I think waiting for someone to fix something, there's a phrase for this that people often get in a lot of areas of life, and I'm not gonna, I'm you know, it seems very criticizing, so I need to say, I have been like this too. When you get to the point where anytime you have a problem, someone just comes in and fixes it for you, you get something called learned helplessness, where you realize instead of like solving a problem, it's easier to ask someone to solve the problem for you. And yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of that in Minecraft. It's so strange the way that you can't... Look, I can place a block in front of me, but not when I'm crawling. Actually, wait, let's test that. If we were crawling somewhere higher, how would that work? So we'll remove these blocks here. Just for the sake of my curiosity. Can we now place a block in front of us? No, we cannot. There is no way to place a block there. We just have to crawl out over the edge, which is very, very dangerous. I don't need to state here. So now let's go over this, and let's appear into this wall right here, and continue on with this. It's really important to, like, you know, like, obviously it is important to fix bad systems. No one ever disagrees with that. But like, if you put all your efforts into fixing the bad system by yelling at someone until they fix it, which, you know, because you're asking nicely is one thing, but yelling is what people resort to, and they're like, but I can't do blank, 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 and therefore... Well, so did I make a tunnel there? No, that's just something else. And so, you know, I see it a lot, but it's also very important to know that, like, okay, this is how it feels in a lot of cases, but it's way more important to know, like, okay, what do you actually do here? Do you want to know something dumb, internet? I've been having a dispute with a contractor for a while now. Like, he's a builder, as we call them in the UK, who has broken my doorbell and then refused to come back and fix it, basically, right? Or rather, keeps saying he'll come back and fix it, but is deliberately giving really loose time frames and then not meeting it. He's like, this week, I'm coming over. No one comes. Ignores me for 2 more weeks, then says, oh, I'm so sorry, man. Gonna come over and fix this right now. Then does nothing. And so, why does this feel like a problem you've, why does it feel like you had this problem before? I've been going for it for like 3 months now. And so, you know, like for a while, it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep complaining at the guy till he fixes it. But after a while, it has to be like, okay, so what is the step if he doesn't fix it? You know, if someone is repeatedly doing something and then, like, say, you know, like, after you get to a point where things aren't working, what is the next solution? And the next thing is, like, you say, okay, here is, like, the nuclear option is you go to the courts and you ask, like, any dispute you have a person can be resolved via a court eventually, you could argue. But that's, like, no one wants to do that. So, in reality, if it was the court or nothing, most people would just kind of end it there. So, the reality is you have to be like, okay, so at some point you get someone else to do it, and then later, if you want, you can reimburse the costs if it's proven it was his work that he should have done. Like, you know, like actually working out the positive next step to take. Or like, I don't know, if you miss a flight, or something big like that, like a really big event, the instinct for a lot of people would be like, oh dear God, I'm just gonna panic for a little bit on the ground. But it's way more important to be like, okay, so before we work out compensation for missing the flight, who's responsible, blah, blah, blah. Let's work out what we actually need to do here. Let's work out what is wrong. Hey, diamonds. If I better get more than 6, by the way. 1 diamonds, 2 diamonds. Oh, this is an 8. Oh, this is perfect. Oh yeah, this is so perfect. I just got 18 diamonds. So we're now, just to be clear, we're just over half an hour in, and we picked up 24 diamonds so far of this mechanism, which is very, very, very good. I feel like 50 diamonds an hour is a pretty decent rate to be at. 1.20.30 increases diamond generation in new chunks. I believe that's experimental. Tell me if I'm wrong, KMB. Because if so, that is a very crucial thing. But as I read the changelog, it was experimental. But I mean, as I read the changelog, everything was experimental, I guess. So, I once got stuck in Poland for 2 days because my flight to Luton got cancelled. I mean, really, it's a blessing in disguise, though, Hexateron, that you didn't have to go to Luton. Really, that's what it sounds like. I think, yeah, there's lots of really bad things that will happen, and it's just like, okay, my instinct is I just want to complain. My instinct is someone else needs to fix this desperately, but also I need to work out internally. What's going on with this? No ding-dong ditch for Toycat. That is actually one of my big, not fears, but like, I guess concerns, was like, oh no, okay. I'm living in London now, quite centrally. There has to be like thousands of people who walk somewhere nearby every day. One of those people eventually is gonna like, you know, if you think about all the, you know, children aged, what, like 10 to 18, 10 to 16 maybe, to be more precise. All of them just walking around London existing. Eventually someone's gonna just decide to ring the doorbell one day. But right now the doorbell doesn't work, so joke's on them. Maybe it has happened. I know there is this funny thing about population density. Like, all the things that people like come from population density, but also all the things that people have the biggest fears about do. You know, like, basically all of them at least. Anyway, so, just make that pickaxe, dude. I got you. You know, oh, this is the same part. You know, this is interesting. See, this is a great example. I've seen someone leave 2 comments on this stream. I won't name them out, but just 2 comments on the stream, and they've both just been like, "Oh man, so sad. Would love to just fix this one little detail for me." And it's like, you know, I think if you see like a problem in how someone is doing something, you know, like it has to be fixed. It can't just be that he uses diamond pickaxes because he's got so many of them. Must be fixed, man. Also, I'll send my 12-year-old on the train to partake in some cheap door run. You know, have you ever, okay, you know what, chat? Interesting question. Have you ever done the ding dong ditch, as I believe someone called it? I think we called it knock knock ginger when I was a child, because obviously I didn't live in a neighborhood fancy enough to have doorbell. I'm just kidding. I don't know why. No one had doorbells where I grew up though. Is that weird? Is that normal actually? I'm not sure if I know enough to be sure. But yeah, now we're gonna continue mining at this layer by just flying into it. It looks like we're gonna mine over some lava, which is annoying. So we're just gonna continue. Yeah, this looks like a pain, but we can bridge it from this side, and then we'll be great. Nicky 9 doors. What? So you know the number that's British hatred for redheads. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I guess it almost sounds like a good thing. Like, unless you're saying you're ginger if you knock on doors without knock down ginger. We did chap door run all the time. Oh, chap. See, that is so funny that everywhere has a different name for these places. For the same activity rather. I mean, I guess it could be a place. I mean, it's a thing you do at a place. I say we go back to simply knocking on doors. Doorbells scare me. I like having a doorbell because it means I can see who's at the door and just not answer it if it's someone I don't want to speak to. Like, in reality, there aren't people in my life who are going to ring at the door that I don't want to speak to. But, like, I don't know. The thing that annoys me about, like, charity sales pitch people... Okay, you know, I go on this rant a lot. Charities are really good organizations. There are really good charities that do the great work that really need to be done. These charities can often come with very rich donors. That's usually the best way for a charity to be funded. You just, you know, the basic goal is you try to do good in the world, and you encourage people who want to do good to do your thing. There's lots of great ways they can reach these people. But lots of charities basically result to charity begging, chegging, if you will. And these are often the same charities that pay their executives, because charities are just non-profits. It means they can't have a retained profit at the end of the year. They can pay as much as they like to staff. You can be the CEO of a charity and make $500,000 every year from those people's donations. You know, when you're donating to a charity, a decent percentage is going to staff salaries. If it is one of those charities that checks very often, people get a commission on the charity pitches they get. And so I have to give you that hatred advice, because there are people who telemarketers, everyone understands are the worst, but you hang up on them. But in person, it's a little bit harder, right? So when someone on the street is like, "Oh yeah, do you hate knife crime?" I have to be like, no, I love like knife crime. Want more? Like, you know, there's this charity in London that does a bunch of this. They're like, yeah, we're the Stop Knife Crime Alliance. And I have to be like, I would donate to you, but I love knife crime. It's like it disarms them. They have no idea what to say in response to that. It is not the response they're hoping for. It's not the response they want to get. But just there are all these, you know, like ideas that are basically the same thing. Of like, yeah, we just want to make people feel bad till they give us money. And when they do it at your door, it is the worst. So usually when someone's at my door, I'm like, I am working right now. I can't believe I stopped recording a video temporarily to come down and speak. And they're like, yeah, I just want a few seconds. Do you know any sign language or something? And I'm like, you didn't hear my words, did you? Clearly you are, you know, someone who has some difficulty hearing and who could benefit from this sign language, but I do not hear it. Sorry. And he's like, come on, just one word. And it's like, no, you've come to my door. I've expressed that I am busy, and I've tried to tell you no. Like what? You know, like I feel like all begging, and especially charity begging, because at least regular begging, you're like, well, that person might need it for the night. These are people who are like, yes, I would like to personally enrich myself by annoying others, and then you have this little loophole that like, well, it's for a good cause eventually. Some of that money is going to help people. But you know, when you buy a smoothie in the UK, like 8% of the sale goes to, you know, like helping out some. It might be 10%, I think, with Innocent. But it's like some percent of the sale goes to specifically helping out good causes. Does that mean that, like, therefore they're allowed to go door to door selling those smoothies? And when you say no, they go, oh, you're a little bit too fat to not be getting smoothies, aren't you? By the way, we have a family member that's company supports the local bowling team, and obviously it's all tax deductible. I try not to be cynical about the tax deduction element of it because it's still more profitable not to tax deduct, you know, things like that, like in general. But yeah, there are always incentive systems that lead to things being the ways that they end up being. Anyway, so I live in America. My Mormons tried to speak to me. I speak either French or Spanish to deter them. I think Utah has like the highest Spanish speaking of any state. You got to watch out for that. I like the Mormon. I feel like the Mormons, at least here in the UK, they're the nice ones. If you say sorry, don't have time, they're like, totally understand. Have a good day. You know, they are like because here's the thing, they're not getting a commission. They only get a commission in being a good person and going to heaven. I feel like their incentives are aligned. Obviously, they, you know, like maybe it's different. Maybe in some parts of the world they've got like really strict targets they've got to meet, and so they're like, "Come on, you need. I've seen what's in your rubbish bin. You definitely need to see the word of Jesus, right? Like maybe there are some parts of the world where they're like that, but here they're the chillest. They're the chillest, easiest people to turn down. It's great. Yeah. Anyway, so this true. They're super sweet. Exactly, Darren Hughes' wife. You know, I'm glad someone agrees. By the way, Toycat, how do you feel about the account migration ending? I didn't migrate one of my accounts. I couldn't do it. I tried my best. I tried real hard. And so now that account is going to be closed. And I can't get a refund because I don't know what card I paid for it on. So Minecraft just closed one of my accounts. And although they've said, you know, the reason I have the account, it's a second account, it's ibxtoycat. I only have the account to stop other people getting the name. But if they ever do release the name, then they have just... it would be annoying because I tried everything I could to get access to the account. I gave Minecraft money to hold my username, and they said that's cool, but we're deleting the account. And so I've got a little bit of a bugbear on that because if you've ever tried to contact Mojang support, it's not an easy time. And you know they're not the only company that has this problem. Like I don't want to say like Mojang doesn't know how to do support. They have one of the biggest games that came out of nowhere. But every time I've had an interaction with Mojang support, it doesn't work, is how I would put it. It's not that it doesn't go well, it's that it doesn't function. You know, like sometimes you talk to support and they're like, well, so that's not gonna work. Sometimes you have a support issue and they're like, well, you know, we don't really know what to do about that. That's at least one thing, you know, that's something. But this was just them being like, yeah, we cannot help you unless you give us 8 pieces of information that in your email you said you didn't have. And I was like, can you please ask for any different ones? They're like, no. And so it's GG. Thank goodness your worlds and player data aren't saved digitally, otherwise you'd lose that 2 of your account. Yeah, I don't even quite understand why they need to. From what I heard, the old usernames aren't released, but I can't confirm for sure. So yeah, they're not released right now. That is what Mojang have said. But at some point, they probably will be, right? Like, if the accounts are deleted for 5 years, why would you not release the usernames? Is my thinking, at least. And so that's just my theory. It's like, I paid money to protect a username for it. Because there was a real big problem at the time of people making YouTuber, like, sounding accounts. So, I don't know, if you... Instead of being, like, Stampy Long Head, it'd be Stampy Long Nose, or whatever the case is. Like, you know, picking, like... similar ones that sound right on the surface, then you pick the YouTuber skin, and then you go on there and you do whatever nefarious nonsense you want, and people just assume it's you because there's no verification system. And so you go on a server, and someone asks you like, "Oh yeah, you're my favorite fan. Make sure you send," and then some real horrifying stuff comes out of that. Just to say the least. Wait, that wasn't you twerking on Mineplex? And so, yeah, okay, so now we have a block that goes up there, and then we'll have another one that comes down over here. And now we'll mine all the way back to our home base, just so we're being a little bit more efficient with our mines. But yeah, sounds like Mojang needs a customer support update. That is the weird thing about, like, you know, like, you say that as a joke, but that's basically how the company needs to work, right? Is in the same way we're seeing them publicly update the game, by being like, yeah, there never is just... isn't really a fun mechanic. Let's gut that and start again, which is, you know, in my opinion, a fun way to do things. They kind of need to do the same with their internal organization. The way they did support when they had, you know, like, I don't know, like, when they had 6 staff, they'd have one guy deal with support. That guy now works on Minecraft Dungeons, maybe Legends, but I think he was the Minecraft Dungeons, like, project manager or something like that. Like, he's still in the company, but, now they have dozens of staff members, but as well as having dozens of staff members, they've got 200 million copies of Minecraft to service. So they do what any logical company does and says, well, if it costs us, you know, 30k a year to hire someone, so 300k to have 12 people, we could double our team to double our effectiveness, or we can use robots, and they do just about half as good a job. The end goal for cat migration is to make you deal with Microsoft support instead of Mojang support. You know, you'd figure then they'd put all their resources into like, okay, make sure this works the way this does. But yeah, I do. Also, did they remove the new cape? I wanted it. Which cape are you talking about? I think the Pride cape was available for Pride Month only, or the wrong Pride Month. You know what? You missed diamonds above. I think I know if I missed diamonds. Don't you worry. I'll go back and get diamonds when it makes sense to get diamonds. Yeah, you know, what about... Wait, did you see that, by the way? That was green, right? Did you see that was green there? Nope, I imagined it. Did you see green particles, or did I imagine it, chat? So yeah, let's go all the way back. It is kind of weird to be able to sprint while in these tunnels, right? Imagine if you opened Minecraft to the Microsoft logo before the Mojang logo. I mean, one day they're going to start claiming it as a fully Microsoft game, right? They're going to be like, yep, this great thing we worked on. Like, I do actually remember... So, by the way, we got 4 diamonds from that, which is pretty nice. It's not a lot, but it's something, right? Just after the Minecraft acquisition, I spoke to someone from Microsoft who was doing the publishing side of things. And they were like, yeah, one of the things we have to take really seriously is the heritage that comes with Minecraft. Like, you have to be really... When you make a thing from scratch, you get to decide what you do with it. But even when you buy something, you have the full rights to do whatever you want with that. But also, you do have a little bit of, like, the expectation that people have seen from that thing existing for so long. Also, how is this water existing? I would love to know. The Legacy Console Edition, open to the Microsoft Studios logo. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, and I really could be because it was Xbox 360 only, that's why I feel this way. Minecraft Legacy Console was published by Microsoft's game studio, and so not Microsoft, but Microsoft's like publishing arm had like a real big say in what happened with that game. Very, very interesting. It was first Microsoft, then Mojang, then 4J. Yeah, I think that is an interesting like console quirk, really. I recently loaded up the 3DS edition for the first time. Video coming soon. Almost mined that with the wrong tool. Oh, yeah, we got another Mega Diamond patch. Oh, yeah. Look at all the diamonds we just got. They are all mine now. But yeah, I think, don't kill me. So we just went from 22 diamonds to 44. Did we just pick up 22 diamonds there? Jesus Christ. Incredible. So, yeah, I think one of the things that is important, I think one of the things that's really important is, like, managing a game franchise you didn't make. It's yours now, legally or whatever else, but also you got to be very careful to make sure that you respect it in the way its original owners would want. Because a lot of people... This is the weird thing about brands, right? Like, no matter who owns Coca-Cola, everyone has these, like, distinct memories of it. And you don't have any right to those memories, but also you sort of do. This is the... So I learned this recently. Like, I was talking about why you need to have good PR on the channel recently, and someone was saying, Toycat, you described this exactly how my public relations professor did, which is not a, like, because I learned from this guy or whatever, but it's I think it's an inevitable conclusion that you realize that in the world, you don't owe anyone anything. There are a bunch of laws that govern how you behave, but when it comes to companies, there's a lot of laws that govern how companies are meant to do things. But also, if a company does something that people don't like, we just make a new law that decides how they should do it. The same is true for people, but on a much lower, much lower level. If you do something that's within the law that people don't like, we just make a new law and make it illegal, right? You know, you might say it's not against the law, but we can make something against the law, if not for the past, but then for the future. And so, yeah, one of the weird things about that is, like, yeah, if you take over a company, if you took over Coke and turned it exclusively into a, you know, like a leaf, a drink that is, rather you turn it into a lifestyle brand. You're like, yeah, so this is Coke is now officially rebranding into a cruise line. We're not going to sell beverages anymore. We're just a cruise line. People would be kind of outraged at that. Or if you buy Coke and you change Coke into an energy drink or something, people who have been drinking it every single, you know, like every month, multiple cans every day, they are going to feel robbed in a way, even though you're just saying, I would like to stop selling you this product, please. You know, or maybe for a wilder example, Pepsi sales will go up 200%. Also, that reminds me, the EU made Apple have USB-C in their new iPhone. I find it hilarious. Yeah, the funniest thing about that, though, that is the same case where the EU kept pressuring Apple. Like, honestly, Apple's being pressured by more than just the EU. But lots of people, especially a big union who were, you know, maybe... the reason every phone besides the iPhone has the same charger, which was micro USB till 2011, I think, and then USB-C, this one, let me show you, that one, little circle afterwards, is because it's an EU directive and law. Apple was exempt for it because I think it was if you sell fewer than a certain number of units. There was some exception that Apple had, but the EU kept saying, we will crack down on this and we will make it a law. Please do it yourself. And so Apple kept hinting that maybe they would, but then they kept saying, well, it's not the law, so we're not going to. And so then they just changed the law and say, yeah, if you want to make a phone in the EU, it has to be USB-C. And so now Apple has to back down. And so the basic idea behind if you don't do something, we can all decide you have to, is if you keep making phones with bad charge, if you can't justify why your phone has a unique charger, then it doesn't matter what your reasoning is because it's going to change. You know, if you can't justify why Minecraft needs to have microtransactions, which they seem to do pretty well, then it doesn't matter. By the way, thank you, Maureen Olson, for the $5 tip. Appreciate it. I appreciate the Toycat tax today. Also, a super sticker, your YouTube representative is ecstatic. It's so funny, I had a YouTube representative, and then we had a meeting together where he's like, you need to get more of these super stickers. And I tried to get him to explain to me why, and he's like, nah, trust me, bro, basically, right? He had a big slideshow about it, But he's like, trust me. That was basically what it was. I asked questions, and his response was, trust me, bro. And so I got a bunch of super stickers, and then he's like, when do you want to do another meeting? We arranged, like, I gave my availability, and then he didn't respond. But then he invited me to a physical YouTube event, and so I got free donuts there. It was great. But then he didn't show up at the physical YouTube event, and so I don't know what to think anymore. See, that's one of those cases where, like, you know, I could just be mad or complain, or I could just accept it and say, that's kind of funny, huh? I had a YouTube representative, but I don't think he likes me very much. But yeah, I think in reality, he just maybe had a busy schedule or went away for holiday one week. One of the weird things about, I think, most modern day jobs, but I think you notice it particularly with, like, anything inside of the service sector, maybe. Like, I notice it in my job, even, is that you're basically expected to be 24/7. Like, it's, you know, when you do a job working as a, I don't know, when you're a bartender, you make people lime water, and it's terrible. So you can instant mine the deep slate if you keep a distance of 4 to 5 blocks between you and the deep slate quirky bedrock plug. Oh, is that true? Well, let's find out if that's true. Okay, so the way we'll test this is we'll go down. That seems like that shouldn't make any... Okay, not. Let's give it a try. Also, my favorite part about crawling is you can now easily enter end gateways. Yeah, I was talking about this, actually. I think I'm going to do precisely that. It's just such a game-changing idea. Also, thank you, Nimrod Saunders, for the... What currency is that? It's like an N, but it's 2 disconnected R's. It says mood. Thank you for the... I'm gonna have to Google search that currency. I don't know how. I really... Okay, I'm gonna copy paste it. And to Google. Okay, so that is a new Israeli shekel. So to GBP, that is a tip of... Okay, so Israeli shekel to GBP. £1.47. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I've never seen the shekel icon before. What happened to the old Israeli shekel? That's what I want to know. Did something go wrong? Do we need to send help? Are you drinking salsa, Toy Cat? Not today, sadly. My salsa all ran out. I ate meatloaf today for the first time. That's exciting. Oh, not for the first time. I made meatloaf for the first time. I've had meatloaf, I think, twice in my life, both times in the United States. It's one of those things that people are like, oh no, it's meatloaf. But it's great. You eat meat, and it's a loaf. And I've always wondered what the rest of it was, because it doesn't taste like quite pure meat, but it's very meaty. And so I made one myself. Very, very good. Followed a YouTube video by Anna Ragusia. I really do have to say, one of the best things about YouTube is how passionate you can find... you can find really passionate, good explainers on basically any weird hobby you get into. And so recently I got into the weird hobby of cooking. That's a lie. I'm not. Oh, there we go. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's put the deep slate away. And maybe also the tuff and the gravel. I feel like this has some value, just not to me, not right now. Also put the string there and the spider right there. So loaf is a delicious way to eat meat. It really is. But yeah, so I had a delicious meatloaf. It's meant, I feel like it's like health. I have a desire to just eat meat all the time. It's a big problem I have, and it scratches that itch without me feeling like I'm doing something wrong. So this is me instant mining deep slate at a distance. Oh wow, we got some diamonds already. That's very handy, huh? So is this my fortune pickaxe? Yes, it is. So I'll replace down these diamonds, and we'll break them right now. And we'll go from 44 diamonds up to... What is that? Oh, I missed the diamond. 44 diamonds up to 53. 9 diamonds is... Honestly, it's kind of wild the variance in diamond ore mining you get. But yeah, I think... I don't know if this technique is actually much better. I guess we are... Oh, there we go. There we go. We've hit the magic spot where we're instant mining. That is a very weird bug. I'm guessing it's about the distance between blocks that you can do of the netherrack that we've shown before. But yeah, that's very, very odd. So just to show you this, when we're right next to the blocks like we are right now, you can see we're mining them fairly fast. But if we mine them from a distance, they literally just vanish as we mine. Strange. Anyway, it doesn't seem to matter because we crawl at the faster speed than we need to. But either way, oh, 2 diamond veins in 1, chat. Oh, yes. Oh, so many diamonds. We went from, what was that, 53 to 76? Oh, yes. Nuts. Adam Ragusia has a kind of nervous energy that always makes him sound like his mid-nervous breakdown. I love his skillet pizza technique, though. Way better than just using an oven. Oh, I know what you mean about the... It's one of my favorite things to see the... there's loads of video compilations of just, like, making it sound like he's having one of those. I did just munch a whole pack of prosciutto. Oh, that's one of my favorite things to do, Cat. You know what? We have the same diet apparently of ice cream and cured meats. By the way, KD, to whom it may concern, following on from my recent remittance advice, please find attached tri-annual levy contribution. We look forward to a fireless future. Best, KD. Someone works in a corporate environment, right? I cannot stand corporate speak. I know that I would get used to it and I'd start doing it. Like, you know, please find attached. And then when someone says something wrong, you gotta like send them passive aggressively, like as per my previous email is how you really get people good. The world of emails is one I'm just so bad at. And so I get emails and I do the normal thing and someone sends me an email, or not the normal thing. I think this is like a serial killer thing that people hate. If someone sends me an email, I respond in real text. Someone says, "Dear sir or madam, or who it may concern, we are looking to seek an advertisement on the YouTube channel ibxtoycat," and I'm just like, how much are you gonna give me? Something like that. How much are you gonna give me? What do you need me to? What do you need and what do you want to pay? Basically, is I'll say it in like 8 words rather than like. I know there is a politeness of speaking to someone for the first time, and I'm probably losing out on people by not sending these super formal emails. But it's just like, you need something from me. Why are we making this so hard? If I put all that work into my email and then it doesn't go anywhere, it's wasted time. So I just don't do it. Also, yeah, as you can see, I think the instant break actually doesn't add any speed because we're already crawling, or we're already going at like the fastest speed we can while we're crawling here. So maybe not as useful as it seems. Dearest Toycat, as per my previous message, I still find cruel mining to be positively OP. Best regards, Dasher. Couldn't fit in as per my email. Thank you, KD, though. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate the tip. You know, not just the tip, but the tip on how you gave the tip. Yeah, what's going to happen to my world with experimental crew? So whenever you have an experimental toggle that becomes part of the base game, they just remove the toggle and your world loses it. So at some point, if you add... Oh, my back. Oh... It's okay, I'm fine. So yeah, it's some... Oh, yeah. I gotta lean back closer to the edge of the chair. How do you like this, internet? I'm gonna use my controller for this distance of mining, because I'm too far away from my keyboard. Did I get bigger? Wait, did I get smaller? Can you see more of me now? Do you like seeing my chest? If you want to see more of Toycat's chest during live streams, make sure to subscribe. If we get 1 new member on this stream, chat, I will show you more of my chest. I give you a promise right now. There is more Toycat chest that comes to people who become channel members. The IBX toy chest sure is majestic. Thank you, KMV. Too flattering. More chest is yes. But yeah, that was a good cat stretch. Yeah, that is what they do, isn't it? Like, aren't we all just cats in disguise? We all just want someone to pet us under the chin, and will look after us unconditionally. And if we throw up in the bathtub, they don't complain at us. They just go, please don't do that in that place again. Isn't that what we all really want? Like on some emotional level, wouldn't we all just be better off if someone treated us slightly more like a cat? You know, if I'm wrong, then why are there so many people who also, thank you, Nikki Michelle. Do it. Okay. This is a big one, but I'm going to show you for the first time in a while. You know, this is the first time you'll see it. The IBX toy chest. Do it in the name of body positivity. I know this is a bit of a wild one. I know a lot of you aren't ready for this. But you are about to see my chest. my fully uncovered, unhidden, exposed as it is chest. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, are you allowed to do this on YouTube? And the answer is yes. I know it's controversial to some, chat. I know it's not what we're all looking for. But if you want to see it, Nikki Michelle, just for you, I'm going to show you my chest. As you can see, it's a very large chest. Sorry, that's the whole joke. I set the whole thing up just for this one moment, and honestly, entirely worth it. Entirely worth it. So hope you enjoy. Also, so empty. You know what? My chest is empty. It's a large chest, but it's an empty chest. At some point, I'll fill the chest with something. Maybe at some point, the something will leave the chest. But for now, this is what I have. So now we're going to throw some Cobblade Deep Slate in there. Very important, obviously. And what we're also going to do is we're going... Oh, man, look at this right here. I'm going to start mining just a little bit while we're here. I love going into these deep holes after showing people my chest. It's what I do all day, every day. I expect you to just move 1 inch back so you're slightly more zoomed out, therefore more chest. I mean, is this my chest? I guess this is still my chest. So if I just move a tiny bit further back, there you go. You can see more chest. I'd be careful about standing up now. I'm currently washing my jeans, is all I'll say. But maybe a heart of the sea. It's so weird being this far back. Is this how far people usually sit back? Like, from here you can see my hand for way further without it going missing. I should just start sitting this far back from my desk. I'd have a much better... It'd be better for my eyes probably too. You know what? Chat, do I sound like I'm further away? Also, ibxtoycat. Wow, rude. Excuse you. I am not flat. And I do not live in a flat either. Now show us your end rod. I showed you my end rod. Please respond. You do sound far away. Your voice is flat. No, I'll move a little bit closer. You can move your cam. Yeah, I think I want to have my webcam just be slightly further forward than my monitor, maybe. Could be the whole solution. That's no chest. That's a barrel. You're right. Wait, yeah, if I move my camera back, I could achieve the same thing. Also, what do you think of the dog identifying humans in Belgium? I think dogs are smart. That is my crazy take. I think dogs are real smart. Oh, okay. We're fine. Show us the nickname for the other thing. Show us your pink cat. Oh, you must be mistaken. I think you've been playing a Minecraft mod. There are no pink cats for me. That's for sure. I am all yellow cat or nothing else. So, do you remember Z1 and Only Gaming? Yeah, actually, I still am in vague contact with him. I'll admit it's vague contact, but it's contact. Vague contact counts as contact, damn it. Speaking of contact, the stream is slowed down to a crawl.
All this talk of chests, rods, and holes is taking the Toy Cat channel into a weird new direction. I am here for it, though.
So something I've always found interesting. Maybe also, whoa! I didn't know you could do that. Look at that. If you swim into okay, I messed up. I was crawling into the water and now I'm trapped inside of it. Is there really just one random water chilling in the middle of nowhere? So you can appear into water. Okay, I don't know why I did that. But you can just about... Okay, I'm gonna try that again. There is a way. Oh, you can jump over gaps. Okay, that is ridiculous. Sorry, I feel like we all need to appreciate the ridiculousness of this. Look at this, chat. Why? How is that? How does that make any sense, chat? How is it at all the new parkour? I want to make some crawling parkour now. Okay, chat. Stay tuned for tomorrow's stream. Maybe Friday's stream. Stay tuned for a future stream. Oh wait, on Friday. I'm doing something fun on Friday that isn't a live stream, chat. But it will be something that you'll all see. I'm pretty excited. I put my name down to do something that sounded really dumb, and then I just assumed like well, everyone else is gonna do it. So like, it's just showing that like it's showing Minecraft that like I care, and please put me on the list to receive the cool things. because there's been, like, Minecraft for a while was, like, almost deliberately ignoring me. Like, I'd reach out being like, hey, how do I get put in, the, you know, like, and they were like, no. Like, someone who worked in PR at Minecraft in the Better Together era must have had a real grudge against the channel, because all of the people who used to message me, like, give me Minecraft stuff, all went away. I'd only get contacted about Minecraft stuff by third-party companies who didn't work with Minecraft, like Nvidia. Anyway, so recently I've started, because there's like there's a Discord for it. I recently, like, just to try and, like, get in the graces of these people, I put my name down for everything they ask. They're like, we want to send out ice cream. And they're like, sorry, you're British. I'm like, I have an American place specifically for this ice cream. Trust me, you can send it. And then I eat the Minecraft flavored ice cream. I know, it's real hard to eat Minecraft ice cream. But yeah, there's a lot of other weird things that come up. And so I put my name down for something that it just sounded so ridiculous when I did it. But yeah, it's filming this Friday. And it's really fun and really dumb. And I'm glad Minecraft's doing it. I hope it's fun. I hope it's fun. It's something I used to do before the pandemic, but I can't do anymore. Sorry, you're British is such a powerful insult. It was just like, look, I see what your teeth look like now before consuming the ice cream. Like, I can't in good conscience send you out that much ice cream, right? It wouldn't be ethically sound if I chose to do that. And so, yeah, that's what they said. Good evening, sir. I have a burning question for you. How often do you think of the Roman Empire? You know, I think this is a meme, right? But if, you know, to level with you, to give you the real answer to your not real question, I feel like semi-often, right? The Roman Empire is like the first point of civilization that people can jump to and, like, properly recognize. What is your drink? I think it's spicy water with a little bit of lime in there. Yeah, I think that's the weird thing is, like, surprisingly often, unless that's like is that a sign that you're a little bit too into history? Maybe you're one of those types of people. Anyway, real good water, by the way. Cold water is so much better than not cold water, and I don't know why we even pretend at this point. I guess we're gonna have a full chest full of cobbled deep slate. We can finally take this out there too. Just making sure we move it. I think at some point we're going to have more cobbled deep slate than we need for a lifetime. In fact, chat, this might be a fun question. Like, at some point, I'm going to need to work out what to do with all of this. What should I do? So now let's take out this and that. And probably the 4 gravel too, unless there's a whole stack in here somewhere. Yeah, we'll take out the stack of this, -4. And then we'll also take out lapis lazuli. And we'll finish those stacks up, and then put the rest of this over there. And then put this back in there. Boom, that is just about an organized chest. So, yeah, in just over an hour of mining, I picked up 80 diamonds with a fortune... Wait, 79 diamonds with a fortune-free pickaxe. Which is pretty nice, right? It's pretty nice. They also say usernames will not be released until a later date. Oh no! They just released the post that... No, they're gonna release my username. I might be able to, if I'm lucky, speak to someone and see if I can fix that. But for a lot of people, it's crazy. So yeah, we're gonna go up and we're gonna start smelting now. I really need to repair my shovel and my boots too. Wait, my boots are all healed up. I guess I did enough mining today. Yeah, I need to cover that actually. That's thank you KMB. Appreciate the heads up. Yeah, I guess the lesson here is don't forget your emails or passwords for things. But no one is actively trying to, so I guess it's not very good advice. The advice here is don't be stupid, because if you're stupid, then you'll feel stupid. That's the real advice. So we'll take this redstone, combine it together with this redstone, and make a big old block of it. So we want to make just the craftable things. 16 redstone blocks. And then we'll also throw this in there, and this in there. And there we go. Just this is a perfect place for it. Now we can try and... Oh, there we go. Thank God. That's all I wanted in my life, is to have a slightly repaired shovel. I was a little worried at any moment it would give out. And so now, it is very important to get the diamonds, and I do want to go back. But in the meantime, I want to work on something else that's important, chat, because this is something that is important in the world that I've been kind of neglecting a little bit. And it is my big Nether project. So I made the assumption during the Let's Play, if you've seen that, that, yeah, they're having like 6... Well, I'm going to bring lava with me. That's the thing I forgot to bring last time. Let's bring lava this time. It is very important. I try hard not to be stupid every day. That's a valuable piece of advice. Also, my teacher told us to ride bikes instead of driving cars, because cars are bad for the environment, but he got hit by a car and now he's dead. Bikes or cars, what side are you on? I think if you tried to make it into an argument, you've already lost. Whatever. Do you see that, by the way? I crawled underneath those stairs. Oh, that's so weird. You can crawl in such odd spaces. Oh, that's very strange. Oh. So because the chest is like 1 pixel smaller than the block, you can crawl randomly in your house if you want to. You shouldn't want to, but you can. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a. I think at some point I'm gonna have to do a crawl parkour. It just seems too fun. But for now, let's make some diamond blocks. If you're curious as to how many diamond blocks I'm on now, 52 diamond blocks with 18 spare. So that is 52 times 9. I've got 400, just under 400 diamonds, 370-ish. It's going pretty well for me. You lay down for a nap. How cute. So yeah, we need to grab some lava buckets. I believe... Oh, I don't have some here. So we're going to have to just find some lava somewhere. Honestly, we could go underground, and we'd probably find a decent amount of lava right down there. I could take my lava from this lava pit right here, which is slowly draining away. It'll be sad when this thing is fully gone. But at the same time, it'd be nice to kind of contribute to that a little bit, wouldn't it? Just slowly. But no, let's go underground. Somewhere I know for a fact the lava won't be missed. And let's just scoop some lava. And in fact, I've got a full inventory ready. Let's do something I usually can't. And let's bring a full load of buckets with me. Just all the buckets the game can give me. Let's bring them. And let's make it work. The whole console speedrun community is crying because the new update is making the SSG seed slower. Says Survivor 052. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for letting me know. I'd love to give that a peek. I like to hear about these things. Why can't I get down here? There we go. So we'll go all the way down till we find lava again. And then we're going to go over to my Nether in the overworld. Why can't I... Do you see this, chat? Okay, okay, I'm crouching, that's why. Okay, let's go. Wake me up before you go, is what I like to say. But yeah, that's... the lava, it should be real easy to find, because in one of my tunnels, I have it. And so, yeah, just to show you, even without any of the trapdoors, because I moved one of the trapdoors, it's over there now. Even without the trapdoor, I can easily just fly into one of these tunnels. It's very, very easy to activate for most people. Yeah, let's go to the end here. Why not make a huge lava farm near your overworld Nether? So that is the reason, Jeff Watkins, actually. To make a lava farm, you need a lot of lava. It's a counterintuitive, but true fact. Also, I've used up all the lava. Okay, there we go. Not all of this lava, though. Make sure we have the space, and then just scoop it all up. There we go. And now we can fly right back in. If we do this right, at least. Okay, no, oh, there we go. Somehow worked anyway. Toycat, did you have any middle school crushes? Mine was so cringy and desperate. I think this is like a, this is a weird thing. I can remember my first middle school crush, and I've like looked back recently, and I've always heard this interesting thing of like how you're like, I don't know, your experiences kind of like shape what you're into later in life. But I've looked back at my middle school crush, and she's like, I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. She's you know, like, did she go down in quality, or did my opinions change? I don't think it was the first one. I think it's the second one. But yeah, it's real weird because most people just kind of like, the natural instinct is just do nothing, and so that is precisely what I did. I saw someone else who had a crush on the same girl, and they were just acting like painful, and I was like, okay, the trick is act exactly like you have no feelings. That is the way you deal with this, and you know, that is the solution. I saw people commenting on Toycat's geography TikToks, and they were like, "This is the Minecraft guy IRL." Yeah, a lot of people have been finding the channel via TikTok recently, which is funny. It's weird. Every stream I get one person who has only seen me in the last like while from a TikTok of me doing some form of driving. But which maybe is a good idea to make my own TikTok of that, huh? Might be some smart content strategy in that. But yeah, as you can see, so I've got these lava cauldrons right here, but I'm now going to make a lot more just over here at the corner of the world. So these cauldrons are filled with water, which is going to complicate things, I imagine. But we're just going to place a bunch of these in a nice, easy place, just so I can make a lot of lava. Like, I'm going to need to place so much of this later, so I'm deliberately going to grow this right now. If you aren't familiar with the channel and my weird projects, this is my attempt to build a nether in my overworld. As you can see, it's going pretty well so far. It's like it's a big project, but it's getting there. And yeah, the next thing we need to do is really work on our lava. Man, I don't understand. I don't know how this works. Okay, I want to understand how it works, but it just, why is it going up every now and then? What is causing that? Okay, so we've got some lava there, and we've got some lava on this side. Now we're going to put some netherrack down, although we don't have any netherrack on us. Can we get some? Ooh, finding netherrack is going to be real hard around here, I imagine. I guess we could deliberately use deep slate so that if anyone looked below the lava, they would spot something interesting. Yeah, I think that's going to be fun. I think cobbled deep slate looks like bedrock in a weird way. Honestly, yeah, looking at, oh, we'll work it out. I'm making so much money this week, but it also is taking 3 weeks off my life expectancy. It's funny how that is, right? The regularity with which people will make that trade when given the economic incentive. If you ask people to do something like that for free, people go crazy. It's like, no, that is not going to happen. But if you add just a little bit of incentive, people are like, okay, fine, I guess. Ouch. Where did that even come from? So, where do you intend to go next in the world? I really want to go to Luxembourg. That's a lie. No one wants to go to Luxembourg. The answer to the question of where I want to go next is I want to go to a controversial country. For the fifth, so I've been to 49 countries is what I've worked out recently. And so for country number 50, I want it to be a nice controversial one, so that people have to ask, like, how many countries have you been to, though? And I want the answer to be, like, 50-ish. So one of my 49 is already Taiwan, so it's kind of controversial already. But yeah, I'm kind of torn between, like, Kosovo, could go to, like, Palestine, maybe just even Israel is controversial enough. But, yeah, I want to tick off somewhere nice and controversial. You know, I think that would be the only fun, fair way of doing things. It's the only reasonable way, perhaps. South Ossetia. You know, South Ossetia sounds like a good idea. I hear it's lovely this time of year. I've heard that from... I haven't heard that from anyone in particular, but I do hear that. I mean, no one says it, but, like, I would like to hear it, and so I tell myself in my head, which is basically the same as hearing it, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, this is my collection of dripstone spikes so far. And now we just need to place the lava that's going to go on top. So yeah, all of this will be invisible eventually. But for now, we're going to have lava here, and lava here, and lava here. Oh, this becomes a real problem real quickly, huh? Oh, don't burn me. So now lava goes here. Yeah, placing lava in every block in a given area. There's a surprising talent to this. Okay, all the buckets in one stack. And then 4 more buckets. So bucket there, and bucket there, and bucket there, and bucket there. I think I did pick just the right number of these to do, thankfully. And then 2 more go here, and then over here. So that looks pretty decent, actually. Now we're going to go back in. This is a bit of a weird project, I know, Internet. It's all good, quite aware. And now we use the lava we have from here to just make some more buckets. We've got 7 more. And if we use these lava buckets to get more lava buckets, then we can farm more. And the thing will eventually get to the point where we have so much farming that it's, you know, like, we should hopefully get to the point where we always have more lava farming than we actually need. Is it going to work? Don't know for sure. Does it have to be source? It's really annoying that it does have to be source. But sadly, yes, it does. By the way, can you hear the rain right now, chat? It's raining quite heavily outside. It's been raining for a while. I think it's been raining like all of today, which is good because today was going to be an antisocial day. I was hanging out with Harrison the early part of this week, and then I've got like a big activity I've got to do for the rest of the week. So I needed today to be like focus on videos and nothing else today. Also, see, look at that. We already picked up 2 more lava buckets, or 2 more lava cauldrons. One over there. Oh, ouch. And then one over here. And then by the time we place these lava buckets down, we might end up with more. And the plan is to like do that kind of endlessly. And so by having the cave be over here, we can go below the lava and make a fun thing happen. Turn off the tick speed to max to make it even faster. I think if you're going to mess around with your tick speed, you might as well just give yourself the lava in creative, right? Like, playing around with the mechanism is fun. But also, I don't think it, like, is any... Also, okay, we're going to die. I'll just use the shovel. I'll use the pickaxe. It's fine. You keep... I broke a lot of blocks for you, friend. Okay, so now we've gone to the point, I assume, where there's no more lava. Okay. Look at that. See, now, there is always lava growing already, I could argue. So we're going to scoop this away and put it in there. Oh, that's clever. How do you get rid of water in cauldrons? Oh, no. What has happened to me? You can scoop water from cauldrons into other cauldrons. A useful pro tip. And then once we get to the last of these, we just place it on this source block, scoop up that source block, place it on the edge here. And now we've got more cauldrons that can have lava. You can see if the cauldron will work or not by the fact that it will have these lava things dripping off it. So these cauldrons do have, well, I guess that's a bad example. But yeah, I believe that's how you can tell it's working. Let's now place the 2 that we have. And we might be able to do this just endlessly, honestly. It's fun to imagine if so. But let's just place some cobble deep slate so we can go this way. And now 2 more blocks. One goes over there. Oh, no, that was wrong. One goes over there, and then one goes in front of it. And then we come right back down, where I'm sure more cauldrons have grown. And it's a bit inefficient to do it at this speed. But yeah, if I just leave this running for a little bit, then eventually it'll be fixed. Which is great, because when I work on this project the next time, I do need to place a lot of netherrack around here, so I'll be achieving something there. But for now, isn't that nice? Just a little bit of lava, and another one has gone already. Makes just about much sense as infinite water sources. I wonder why there's no "your shovel is about to break" in chat. It's a good sign that the people who are watching the channel now are at least aware of the Toycat shenanigans, aware enough about them at least, not to need to ask. So lava spreads 4 blocks, which means when I place the cauldrons over here, it needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4 for the lava not to like spread everywhere and kill stuff. So I'm now going to fill this in with cobble deep slate as the logical kind of place that all goes. Do the same over here now. So cobble deep slate, grab the stuff that goes in this box. 5 stacks was too many, I think, but yeah, we can fill this in, and eventually have a lovely, lovely little space where all of the things will go nice. And so yeah, just in the time that I'm building this, because I have like 20-something sources going, I should be able to scoop through here and be like 1. Okay, I got 1. Okay, then we got 2. So now we can expand the number of sources and do this kind of endlessly. That shovel has plenty left in it. Yeah, something, a lot of people who don't watch this channel seem to not know that, like, shovels can last for... You know, like, a shovel has, like, 2,000 durability, a netherite shovel, and then it's, like, timed by 4 with unbreaking. So 8,000 durability, even being at 10% of that, still means you can mine 800 blocks, which is more than most people will mine in their lifetime, or in their world time, because of the nature of Minecraft projects. But, yeah, that's my thing. I don't really watch streams, but there's something just so relaxing about watching Toycat play Minecraft and interact with fans. You know, I actually don't have any fans up here in the office to help with the audio quality, but I appreciate your comment anyway. Haha, look, I am very funny. But no, more seriously, I appreciate the praise. So this is going to be one big lava lake, maybe with some edges around it. Yeah, I think we'll place some, I think we'll place netherrack, like, up here and around there. Just kind of connect the 2 things together. Doesn't that give you anxiety, Toycat? I think the list of things that give me anxiety is very different to the list of things that give the average person anxiety. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. So, yeah, as you can see, we've now got this all placed in. We'll get some Neverac back in there. Back in the places it needs to be. Also, I've still got water over here, which is funny. And, yeah, let's bounce. We've got all of these in a wasted water bucket. We'll take this all home with us, which we can do via the Nether, I guess. Yeah, we'll go via the Nether. So, yeah, I'm going home via the Nether right now. This is what my Nether looks like. It does have clouds in it, but don't worry. They will be fixed soon. Yeah, I don't know if it's at 5 blocks left or 800 blocks left. I'd rather be safe. So you can tell when you're in the last, I think it's like 5%, because you have 0 durability, it looks like on the shovel. But you can last at 0 durability for a surprising amount of time, even. Which is fun to me, at least. I like to cause anxiety in people with that fact alone. Anyway, so, yeah, this is my turtle farm, by the way. I have to sit here for surprising amounts of time to get the scutes that I need for various things. Honestly, turtle farming is one of the... Or even just turtles as a whole. They're one of the mechanics that Minecraft added that just make me roll my eyes and hate my life. Also, wow, it's raining so heavily. I'm gonna... Oh, no! I think the one thing I was meant to do is not get up. Okay, I think I'm good. No one saw anything. The one thing I had to do on a live stream where I'm washing my jeans is just not stand up. It's just be a torso. Okay, no one saw anything. That's good. Okay. The only oh no's are responding to my oh no, which means no one saw anything. But great. We didn't see your pants too good. Oh, thank God. Absolutely bucketing it down. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Where was this rain like a week ago when we were dying? Where was it? Yeah, my windows are sideways, so if I don't shut them when it rains, it gets like a little bit of rained in. They have a clever way to sort of prevent it, but only to sort of prevent it, you know? Only sort of. So, yeah, now we can go all the way back home, put our buckets away, and do just a little bit more mining for the day. Because I was thinking, you know, one of the uses for my cobble deep slate might actually be for the ceiling of my nether. Because it's the closest thing we have to bedrock that you can place. And so what do I need for that? 256 by 256? 65,000 pieces. I need 1,000 stacks of it. Which seems impossible, actually. That can't be right. 256 by... No, oh, it is, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, 256 by 256 is 65,000. I need 1,000 stacks. And I don't know that I have that right now. Yeah, no, I must be making a mistake. Let me Google that. 256 by 256. Nope, yeah, 65,536. Oh, dear God. So, yeah, we're gonna, as part of my Nether project, we're gonna go back and we're gonna do some mining. And if we happen to get our hands on a bunch of, diamonds and help with that, too, then I wouldn't say no to it. So this is a full shulker box. This is not a full shulker box. Let's put it in and make it full. And then go mining just a little bit longer. For those who use old 8-bit computers, who are quite aware that 256 by 256 is 65,536. Yeah, one of the dumb facts that they drill into you in computer science, for no particularly good reason. So, again, I did pretty well in college, I'd like to believe. But, like, one of the weird things that they didn't really ask you to memorize, but there was tacitly like, yeah, you should know, is like what each bit of binary means. So when you do numbers in binary, the first digit means, because, you know, you're counting from base 2. So the first digit in binary is either 1 or it's 0. But the second digit in binary is either 2 or it's 0. And so the third digit is 4 or it's 0, and that's how you do counting. In the same way, the first digit in base 10 is either 1 or 0, or it can be 1 to 10, or it can be 0 to 10, I guess, or 0 to 9 even. The first digit in base 10 can be 0 to 9. The second digit in base 10 can be 0 to 90, and then the third digit is, you know, 0 to 900. You know, I said too many numbers in a row. This is one of those things I need a graphic on screen that explains it. But yeah, so I think it's 8 digits of binary is 65,536, which is where a lot of systems will start to break if they don't assume that you'd go over that number. So, yeah, now we need to, what was I doing in the Nether? Did I need to come to the Nether? Did I just talk about the Nether too many times? And now I've ended up over here? I think that's what happened. Skill issue, I already memorized the first 10 powers of 2. The one I think is most interesting is 32. Is 4.31 billion, 4.31 million even, going home. Okay, let's put this in there. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we, try flying against the ceiling. You won't take damage anymore. Try flying against that ceiling. Do you think that's like, why the damage is happening? Because I've, like, hit a ceiling at some point? Okay, here we go. Flying against the ceiling. I sort of did it. Also, tuned in for some light-hearted diamond fun and got bamboozled by Toycat counting. Okay, let's have some light-hearted diamond fun. So, what do you reckon, Internet? I have a moral dilemma I'd like to share with you. I don't think it's a very big one, but I think it's one that people have different responses on. So I'll get the poll ready, and I'll get it ready to post. Is it okay to take one? Okay, so I was in a British store recently, one that was about to close. They went into administration, and so what that means is they were desperately trying to find someone to buy the business. They could not find someone who wanted to buy the business, and so they could not. And so the business had to go under. But when a store goes under, it doesn't just stop closing all of a sudden. They've still got loads of stock, and it's in everyone's interest that they at least sell the stock they have. So there's this weird kind of, there's this very, very weird dynamic where you walk into a store, and for the last, like, 3 weeks of its life, it gets less and less and less. There's less and less and less stock in there, which makes it more and more of a ghost town. So I went into this store on the last day that it was open. Bear in mind, it might not be the last day. It might be the last 3 days, but it was the last week for sure. I went into the last day it was open, and it's like 80% of the products are gone. On the first shelf, there is nothing besides 3 boxes of tampons, and all 3 boxes of tampons had, like, I don't know how to quantify the number of tampons in a box, but it was like 80% was the highest there would be in one. Like, it was, all the boxes were like half empty, right? Anyway, so there were just 3 boxes of tampons, all were opened, all had most of them taken out. I want to know your thoughts, chat. Is it unethical? Is it a crime? Is it, do you think it is okay to take one of those items? Bear in mind that the box is no longer sellable. It is, you know, no one wants to buy a half-open bag of tampons. I think that goes without saying, but just for the women, the people in the chat who maybe can confirm that for me. And so yeah, like the crucial thing to say here is, do you think it's okay to take one like on a moral level, like and do you think it changes if you were actively, you know, in need of that product, you were on your period at the time? Do you think that would change whether it's okay? So I'm putting the poll in chat. I want to know your thought. Tampon philosophy, peak Toycat commentary. Right, so unlike certain items where it's like universally saleable, so, you know, people will steal Tide from stores, I mentioned before, because no one's making fake Tide. It's not a thing. And so you can buy stolen Tide at a discount, and so they get the money for stealing it, you get the money for that. No one is buying an open box of tampons. No one is buying a stolen box of tampons. That item has 0 value the moment it's opened because it's something that is hygienic based. No one is buying a soap bar that is covered in poop, even though you can wash the poop off the soap, right? And so in Scotland you can go into most public buildings and ask for free products. Yeah, that's a really interesting one that this is one of my pet peeves. I heard about that policy. And I was like, oh, that's like a pretty reasonable, like it could be a really reasonable thing. Like if you just say like, yeah, bathrooms in the same way you have to provide toilet paper, you have to provide free period products. But in Scotland, they say that they have to provide it, but the actual law is they strongly encourage it. And it's like, well, everywhere strongly encourage. It's like, I think it's like only in schools, like public buildings that it's, oh no, I mined a diamond with this. Okay, chat, 62 to 38% thinks it is okay to take one of these, to take something from an open box. We got 4 diamonds, which is better than we could have done, I guess we could say. But yeah, I think, and I want to know your opinion, chat. Does it change if it's a different item? If it was a chocolate bar, it's a multi-pack of chocolates, and one of those chocolate bars has been taken already, is it okay to take another? So, I need to ask this, because I think I might have committed a crime yesterday. I went to the store, and in the frozen section, there was reduced to clear, so they're getting rid of it. And there was a bunch of fried chicken. It was actually fried vegan chicken. So, like, I don't know. If it was meat, I might have had, like, second thoughts. But one of the boxes, I might have been the last box even. Someone had just, like, poured all over, like, they'd opened it and poured it all over the freezer. I don't know why you do that. But there was, like, 8 chicken nuggets in there, basically, right? And so I figured to myself, just for the rush of doing it, this is what you do when you're a Minecraft YouTuber and your life doesn't give you enough for thrill anymore. You take a single chicken nugget from the store, just to see, you know, like I would love to, like I was excited if security stopped. I knew they wouldn't, but I wanted to have the security stop me and just to have the ethical debate about is this a crime though? This has, you can't put that back in the box and sell it. It's going to be thrown away. Am I doing you guys a favor by taking this? If I took the, you know, if I, you know, am I doing you guys sort of a favor in a way, right? Maybe I am. I think at some point you guys should be thanking me. Maybe if I get stopped by security, the guy should tip me, you know? The guy should be like, hey, appreciate you doing that. You made my shift easier. Here's a pound, Toy Cat. Hope it goes far. Buy yourself a chocolate bar or a tampon or something. I feel like that should have been the way. By the way, thank you for the tip, Valak. Wait, yeah, Valak. The fact that women even have to pay for it is wrong. So this is an interesting topic to me. I find it really interesting. It's like an ethical debate, right? So ignoring the fact that human rights are kind of like universally kind of given on some level, there is a much more interesting debate about should, within the current system that we have right now, where we believe that the right to water is a human right, and the right to food is a human right. Within that system, you know, like if you don't have a house, you do get emergency accommodation under under a lot of councils at least, not all of them. But like, you know, like if we make certain rights that people would die without free, why don't we do that with period products? Or, you know, like, why is that not a thing? And it's interesting to me because people compare it to two things. You can compare it to a razor and say, well, men have to pay for razors, and I think that's like not quite a fair comparison because, as you can see, you don't have to shave as a man, but you probably have to do something about the equivalent in this argument. But I think the more interesting one is like toilet paper, right? Like it's basically the same item just for a different problem. Like I have a mess that I would like to clean up. How am I going to clean it up? I'm going to wipe it with this product that is made from something organic. And so I think it's weird that we would agree that toilet paper is a required thing, right? I have a bidet, but even then I still need toilet paper to like even in the parts of the world where you have, you know, like where they use you know, water to clean, they still need to wipe the water off when they're done. People use sock string cupboards as pickle features. That is the worst comment. Why did I read it out loud? Thank you for showing up anyway. So yeah, there's a really interesting point about like, why don't we provide toilet paper for everyone? Because everyone poops all the time, as opposed to about 1/4 of the population doing it 1/4 of the time. It's a really interesting argument to me that like both of those things should be free. And I think the actual, like, you know, some people say like, why do you have to pay for it? I think what people really mean is like, in a public bathroom, you probably, maybe, you probably should provide that. If there's an emergency need that someone could have, we have public bathrooms set up because you shouldn't have to go home or ask for someone else's home when you need to use the bathroom. When you need to pee, you shouldn't have to, you know, pay and or, you know, like, but then in the same time, you do have to pay to use public bathrooms in many parts of the world. Germany is a famous example. Where I went in Morocco, you had to pay a very small amount, but you had to pay for the toilet lady who cleaned after it. You know, and so the same thing could be applied to, you know, why is it that public bathrooms give you toilet paper for free, but not that other stuff? Yeah, it's a really weird one. Also, thankfully, because we live above a shop and have done for 10 years, the staff saved us loo rolls. Oh, that's real nice, actually. I like the idea of a small store like that being like, yeah, rather than letting people hoard, we're only going to give people, like, we're going to specifically make sure the people who are regulars get theirs first. Because they don't get any more money if they sell it to someone who's, like, desperate. Toilet papers aren't free because people have to make it. But the thing is, people have to make houses, and we give away, we don't give away the house, I guess. We give away the right to use the house for free. Maybe that's the key difference, is that when someone has stopped needing a house, we have it back. But when someone stops needing toilet paper, we really don't want it back. The same with maybe a product you're using if you're on your period, right? Like, there's a fair argument to say that that's the case. But I also think there's an interesting point that a lot of people raise is like, well, I mean, it costs someone money to make it. Are you really just saying that everyone should shoulder the costs of that group of people? Because that's kind of how, like, public bathrooms work. Like, if you don't pay the if you don't pay the person who, so in some countries you pay the person who cleans the toilet. If you aren't paying the person who cleans the toilet, you're saying someone else needs to pay them, which in reality then means, because, like, things like that are usually done at some governmental level, you're saying you're going to pay for the toilet via your, funny enough, taxes, right? In some way, which means you are saying I'm going to pay for the toilets. You can't say I want someone to clean the toilets for free, because that would be that would be a breaking of someone else's rights. And in the same way, you can't say I think toilet paper manufacturers should make it for free. You don't always have toilet paper in public bathrooms. It's wise to carry tissues with you. Man, I am so grateful that it has been a while since I've been in a bathroom without toilet paper. But you're so right, Dasher, and I'm a little scarred remembering. Like, the last time I was in that situation, I was like, I have receipts here, but if you ever try to use receipts to mop up a mess, they like resist. They actively resist the water. It's terrible. I'm going to end my point there. But yeah, it is rough. It is real rough in the most literal senses. So, Kat, if I ever ask about diamonds again, do not answer. But yeah, there is a real argument that these things are required. Why aren't they just given to you, therefore? Always look before you leap, says James Weston. So I have, I call it IBS, but irritable bowel syndrome, as best as I can tell. It's just a way of saying issues with your bowel that no one can work out, that means you have an irregular bowel movements. And so I have that, and it's like it's not an easy thing to talk about. It definitely, like, it definitely changes how you think about the world, having to be like, if I am more than, on some days, if I am more than 15 minutes from a bathroom, I get, like, anxious. Anyway, so IBS Toycat, high quality joke. But, Toycat, in your thick Russian accent, I wipe my mess with your filthy capitalism. Yes, this is what I think of your W.H. Smith. Ha ha ha! It cleans up all. This is terrible. Anyway, the point is to say that, yeah, for me, like, having a bathroom there is a huge difference maker. But that's kind of how lots of areas of society are. Like, if you, it's easy to say something should exist. It's much harder to try and make that thing exist. I also have IBS, and there's nothing scarier than not knowing where a bathroom is in public, not gonna lie. I'm glad you agree, James, brother. The trick is just, like, when you know where McDonald's is, or rather, okay, the real trick, if you know where a Five Guys is, Five Guys bathrooms are top tier. I've never been to a Five Guys bathroom and felt not great. Also, thank you for Lack. What is your philosophy on the perception of reality? Do we create our reality through perception, or is there an objective reality we perceive? So, here's the thing, right? There is an objective reality, there is an objective set of things happening, but how does a squirrel see the world? How does a fish see the ocean? The answer is very differently than how we do. And is that a valid interpretation of the world? Well, I mean, yeah. But also, is that the correct interpretation of the world? No. And so I think we perceive our own reality, but we're not seeing it as it objectively is. If you wanted to see reality truly objectively, you would realize that we are just one tiny planet in one corner of the universe. We're all monkeys fighting over the dumbest thing this week. Like, oh, there was a celebrity that did this thing, we think, I mean, we don't know for sure. I think he was just accused of doing the thing. But, like, I didn't like him anyway, and so now I have, like, a pretty good excuse to hate him even more. And, actually, you know, I don't like that there are people out there that think that pineapple shouldn't go on pizza. Oh, no! I mined another diamond with the... Okay, that's fine. This is why you should mine back, by the way. Even if you don't get faster mining, you're guaranteed not to mess some stuff up. So we found some diamonds. We ended up with well over 100 diamonds today, by the way. What an insane thing to be able to say. And as we come to the end here, I want to say thank you to everyone who watches the channel and has been so far. It's I think I say this a lot, but I've got like a really busy, turbulent real life week coming up, and it's like especially scary when it's like on the YouTube things when stuff like this is happening. So for all the support, it really helps me feel alive. And thank you for helping me feel like I'm not dead. And if you like feeling like you're not dead, maybe you'd like to get yourself a brand new Amazon gift card. No, this is a weird thing for me to promote, but I think one of the simplest ways that I think that a lot of people like to support something directly, and so I'm very clear that like, yeah, great way to support the channel is you can do that. However, I for the sake of this, one of the like if you don't want to support directly but you want to help out. If you are buying anything at all on the Xbox or Nintendo stores, get yourself a gift card at the link in the description. If you choose to do so, a small percentage of that goes to me. You get your full sale at the same price. You pay $10 or £10 or 10 Canadian or 10 Swedish krona, and you get that much in gift card. But yeah, also some of it goes to your boy Toycat. And yeah, I think it's like I think I mentioned a few times now that like I think the benefit of affiliate marketing, it usually pays less than like usual ad deals where it's like, go to raidshadowlegends.com/toycat today, the #1 Memorpiga. But I can say whatever I want and I can advertise whatever product I want. I can say go buy a pinball machine, and I don't think it's a smart idea. But that's why I like the that's why I like the idea of the Amazon affiliate program. Literally every product on earth is available on Amazon. I can say go buy a... Can you buy cars on Amazon, actually? You know what? Let's find out. I'm gonna click the link in the description. And I'm gonna see exactly... Okay, I'm gonna buy... Okay, Fiat 500. Can I just buy the car? Oh, you can't. You can buy a miniature car. You can buy cars on eBay. That's a shame. By the way, thank you, Balak. Did you read the leaked CIA document? Yeah, I did, actually. I think they were trying to do some crazy mind control stuff, right? It's a very interesting thing to dive into. But for now, thank you very much for watching today's video. I am going to be streaming again later this week. And I'm going to be doing some fun crawl-based parkour, probably. I'm looking forward to it. So, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.